The BBI Project, a new and independent gateway to the iron ore-rich province of the Pilbara in Western Australia, is being developed. Reviving the historic Balla Balla port, building a world-class railway and unlocking stranded assets, facilitating the low-cost, high-value export of bulk iron ore from this lucrative province, providing iron ore producers a fresh, competitive gateway to world markets. Established in the 1890s, Balla Balla Harbour was one of Northern Australia's main export hubs until the Wim Creek copper mine closed in the 1930s. Since then, Balla Balla has remained a designated port in Western Australia. Over 80 years on, the unique, protected natural harbour, with a deep seabed that won't require dredging, is to be utilised as the world's premier transshipment export facility. The impact on the environment will be low, with all state and federal government and environmental approvals already in place. The BBI port is relatively remote, yet well serviced with established road and power infrastructure. The topography is flat and away from towns and communities. This allows for large and efficient stockyards, with space for future expansion. Large, custom-designed transshipment vessels with a minimum capacity of 30,000 tonnes will shuttle product offshore to BBI moorings for transfer to large ocean-going vessels. Unloading will be fast and reliable, thanks to specialised materials handling systems capable of handling multiple ship-loading booms and dynamic ocean conditions. Two shortlisted internationally renowned naval architects are designing a transshipment solution that will allow a Cape-sized vessel to be loaded and turned around in less than 48 hours. The transhipper will also be able to service Valemax and Chinamax vessels, the only port in Australia with such capacity. Balla Balla Port has natural protection from a majority of the offshore weather events in the region. Initially able to handle approximately 55 million tonnes of product per year, as demand grows, so can the port, with extra transshipment vessels offshore and loading facilities onshore. In port, for greater efficiency, 2 transshipment vessels will be able to be moored at the same time, with the single loader accessing both sides of the wharf. The Pilbara Standard Shiploader will be situated on a purpose-built wharf, located at the end of a 2.8-kilometre trestle jetty. Ore will be transported to the jetty via an overland conveyor. Before reaching the jetty, it will cross the 9-kilometre intertidal zone on a rock-armoured causeway that's been sized to accommodate an access roadway, outloading conveyor and supporting infrastructure. The port stockyard is set up to service transshipment operations, with a slewing and luffing stacker, as well as a bucket wheel reclaimer. Stockpiles have been designed to allow for product blending. There's a surge bin to smooth out reclaiming inefficiencies, and to ensure barge loading is controlled. A sample station and real-time analysers have been included to ensure product quality is maintained and product is on specification. The in-loading circuit from the train unloader to the stockyard is a standard single-cell twin-car rotary unloader, typical in the Pilbara region. Designed to empty a pair of wagons in 90 seconds, an entire train in around 2.5 hours. The product can also bypass the stockyard, being transferred directly onto the reclaim conveyor and out to the shiploader via a 3-way shuttle arrangement. Located between Port Hedland and Karratha, the Balla Balla port is ideally situated to unlock the central Pilbara. Most of the road and energy infrastructure required to construct and operate the BBI port and rail is already in place. 2 gas-fired power stations at either end of the railway will ensure continuous supply to the port and rail stockyards. The port power station will be fuelled by the Burrup gas line, with support from grid power. The railhead stockyard power station will likely be fuelled by the Fortescue River gas pipeline. Both power stations can also be fuelled by diesel fuel, providing additional operational security. The BBI project is a partnership, a respectful collaboration meeting community, government, environmental and industry expectations. At its heart is the relationship forged between BBI and the traditional owners of the land on which the port and rail infrastructure will be located. The Ngarluma Aboriginal Corporation is an equity partner in the port, and native title agreements have been signed with both the Ngarluma and Injibandi people. We're proud that the local communities will benefit as jobs and opportunities flow during construction and operations. Access for iron ore product to the Balla Balla port will be provided by a standard 40-tonne heavy-gauge rail line. It'll connect the port with the railhead stockyard by running south into the heart of the central Pilbara. The railway will travel river flats, open plains and steep escarpments. Its path has been determined following extensive consultation with the traditional owners, pastoral leaseholders, the local community, environmental and geotechnical experts. Agreements are in place with the pastoralists and mining tenement holders whose properties the rail traverses. A single road bridge will cross the railway as it crosses the Northwest Highway west of Wim Creek. There'll be large drainage culverts across the Sherlock and Fortescue rivers, which will allow trains to continue to cross during significant rainfall. The construction of any railway in Western Australia requires a state agreement and an Act of Parliament. The terms of the agreement have been finalised, with the Balla Balla Act entering the Parliament soon. Completing the railway will be a balloon loop, allowing trains to be loaded with product within 3 hours. The balloon loop is serviced by a significant stockyard capacity for product ready to export. The railhead stockyard is contained within the balloon loop, which assists with efficient loading of the train. The stockyard is initially designed to service the 55 million tonne per year capacity of the port, with significant area and capacity for expansion. 6 200 kilotonne stockpiles are serviced by a slewing and luffing stacker, with a bucket wheel reclaimer feeding the gravimetric train loader. Overland conveyors feed product into the stockyard from the surrounding mining areas. The development of the BBI infrastructure will facilitate the opening up of the central and western Pilbara region, which has the ability to supply high-grade DSO iron ore to a diverse range of global customers for decades to come. The central Pilbara region occurs within the Proterozoic Hamersley Group, approximately 2.6 billion years old. Iron ore is hosted in the Brockman and Marramamba formations. Known economic mineralisation within the province exceeded 12 billion tonnes, with potential product grades of 56 to 62% iron. The central Pilbara region already hosts a number of world-class Rio Tinto mines and the Fortescue Metals Group's Solomon Hub system. FMG is currently producing approximately 70 million tonnes per annum of high-grade DSO iron ore from the Solomon Hub, which is located less than 70 kilometres east of BBI infrastructure. The development of the FMG Solomon system was the first significant commercial development of a new channel iron deposit paleochannel in over 40 years. This is a deposit type only found in the central and western Pilbara, and the success of the Solomon Hub highlights the enormous potential of the region. The central and strategic location of the BBI project in the Pilbara will unlock the central and western Pilbara, one of the planet's greatest undeveloped regions for high-grade iron ore. The independent BBI infrastructure will open up access and see plentiful supply of iron ore shipped from these facilities in the Pilbara to global steel mills for decades to come.